Everybody around me was boxing. I mean, shit, I come from a fighting family.
I'm still in awe with Freddie Roach because he does have Parkinson's. You know, we have to keep up with him.
Roger Mayweather's my trainer.
I don't need him to beat De La Hoya.
I was disciplined as a child by my father, real hard and harsh. No pain, no gain. You know what? Look at me today. I don't want to go through the rest of my life beefing with my father.
In a boxing gym not far from the Vegas Strip, Floyd Mayweather Sr. is back in charge as head trainer. He barks instructions to his world-class pupil in preparation lightweight contender Joan Guzman. Guzman is co-promoted by Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions, and Sr. hasn't been to his son's camp in days. By all appearances, he won't be visiting anytime soon. Roger Mayweather, Floyd's uncle and head trainer, has his nephew in peak physical form days before the biggest fight of his career. Floyd Sr.'s absence is of little concern.
A lot of times people think that I hate my father just because we don't see eye to eye. I love my dad. I love my dad. But my dad wants to come and control everything. My dad's a control freak. And that's what we fell out at in the past. 9, 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The only thing I have to say about my father is this. My dad's a great trainer, but he's not the only great trainer that's out there.
At a time when most fighters begin tapering off, Mayweather maintains his relentless pace. His opponent is just as driven. And the soundtrack in the gym is the familiar rhythm of fist against speed bag. Wife and son seem impressed with the demonstration. Father, meanwhile, will need all the speed he can get against the quickest opponent he's ever faced.
With Freddie.
He's coming. That's way step. There you go. Side to side. Good job. Side to side.
Utilizing his technique has really helped me out a lot.
Nice shot. We know, bottom line, this is a fight, you know, so.
Jabs. Yeah.
He's happy as can be, but at the same time, it like crushes your heart because you hate to see one of the.
With just days remaining until the biggest fight of his nephew's career, Roger Mayweather takes his training duties more seriously than ever. But like they say, once a fighter, always a fighter. Behind his devastating power and unique personality, Roger became one of boxing's most colorful.
But if you got a great trainer and you got a great fighter, you're gonna get great results.
I ain't following no damn body. Everybody following me.
His partners is Floyd Mayweather. But being in the ring still hurts. Still though, each exchange brings the boss one step closer to being ready for May 5th. So they hang tough and earn respect.
We know he'll quit and we know he gets tired. Those two things that we do know. I never quit and I never show fatigue. I'm always ready, physically and mentally.
Back, shut up, boy. Back, shut up, boy. Back, shut up, boy. Oh.
Mentally, he's already beat. And May 5th, I'm gonna do the physical part, brutally.
So big. When you're bleed from their nose. Somebody's going to get knocked out. This is what I do.
Mentally, he's already beat. In May 5th, I'm going to do the physical part, brutally.
As Oscar and Floyd count down to one of the biggest fights in boxing history.
It takes a great deal to get my motors running, but when you get them going, you don't want to make me your enemy.
That boy in for a rude awakening.
The unprecedented access, the unvarnished truth, and raw emotion.
He has won titles in 6 different weight classes. He's fought 20 current or has turned to rubble. Ask Diego Corrales, Jose Luis Castillo, Zab Judah, and Arturo Gatti what they think. Floyd's fought his best in his biggest fights, so expect the best once again tonight from Floyd Mayweather.
He'll need to do the same against his greatest challenge, Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather.
Brilliant stuff from Pretty Boy Floyd.
Machine-like in his dismantling of opponents, his speed and skill have no equal.
The super quickness of Floyd Mayweather produces a knockdown. Too much speed, maybe too much power too.
Undefeated in the ring and unfiltered out of it.
Ice that motherfucker.
The perennial pound-for-pound champion and the Golden Boy have developed a healthy dislike for one another leading up to fight night.
He's a quitter. Mentally, he's already beat. I'm going to do the physical part, brutally.
You don't want to make me your enemy. And talking that trash.
You a pussy. I'm the top drawer.
He's done it.
Tonight, in the sport's biggest event in years, boxing's brightest attractions collide.
You know he's going to get beat. It's how he's going to get beat. Fucking massive.
I've been in this position before. Will he rise to the occasion or will he be crushed because the lights are too bright?
Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather. Next.
For many years now,
Man, with much to be in my...
on behalf of Floyd.
Victories, including 24 knockouts.
Mayweather with a right-handed blow of the fight. Mayweather often leads with a pure boxer to do. Right hand across the top for De La Hoya excites the crowd. And immediately De La Hoya begins his rib cage. Oscar has never been
Center of the ring. He's trying to counter it, but he can't. So he's trying to get Floyd to the center. Beating him to the punch. Oscar trying to figure out. Oscar's key was his jab, and he's not using his jab at all.
Tiana and Jacob on the back of De La Hoya's trunks. His 2 children, Oscar wanted to honor his other 2 children. No means definitive. De La Hoya 3 out of 2 punches
The first jab that Oscar really, his head back.
Left hook inside by De La Hoya. And for a moment there, they exchanged punches. That's what Oscar De La Hoya needs. Now he lands a jab again across the top.
Now, if Oscar continued to do that and mount his attacks off of the jab, particular jab in that Mayweather's left eye, which will neutralize Mayweather counterpunching, he'll do very well.
Good right hand across the top from De La Hoya. De La Hoya flurries before Floyd.
And then all of a sudden, he'll change the jab into a leaping left hook.
It's on the body tonight than in previous fights. So slips away from the jab. Oscar reaching, having trouble finding Mayweather. There'll be a lot of that.
And Oscar's doing a very good job of neutralizing Mayweather.
Tried to lead with a right hand over the top. Feelings that it was even taking place. You saw the CompuBox numbers, which slightly favored De La Hoya in the second round.
Maybe thinks he's not going to beat Floyd thinking. It is very effective. Boxing savants. He's got to be more effective and stop thinking too much, because when he thinks too much, he's playing right into Mayweather's hand. When he lets the punches go, he does very well.
Yep, you saw
as the fight goes on.
On his feet. Straight right hand to the side. This is vintage Mayweather. This is why De La Hoya needs to find a will try to apply the activity down the stretch. And there's your answer. Ab Judah was able to threaten Floyd, fight. Harold, how'd you score the first 3?
Okay, Jim. 2 rounds to 1, 29-28. Floyd Mayweather Jr. He runs 1 and 3 jabs.
him. 29-28, 2-1 Floyd.
And again, here at the beginning of round 4, we see Mayweather landing the cleaner shots.
Concerned that I was ahead with him. In this case here, also, he's fighting flat for that much.
He worked in training camp on being more relaxed and less intense, but in the ring tonight, it's the same.
Balled fist, and that has helped the tire.
There are the body shots, and there is a sustained attack to the body like nothing you've seen in De La Hoya's career. So an adjustment finally shows up, something he will have to do differently, and he seems concertedly aware of it in that moment. And because he throws the body shots, he pins Mayweather against the ropes and gets a chance to try a couple of shots upstairs. They go back to the center of the ring, and it's back to being Floyd's fight. Oscar De La Hoya threw about 12 body shots.
But they're going to get
third of the fight. Twice now we've heard Roger Mayweather say he's going to get tired, we'll get him later in the fight.
Good quick left hook inside by Mayweather and a big right hand upstairs by Floyd. Biggest shot of the night for Mayweather. Through 4, De La Hoya 29 out of 108. Mayweather precise and accurate, 33 out of 50. But there's so much pressure in trying to find 12 rounds. And again, De La Hoya tries to set something up with the body and then go up.
And there, it's a very close fight. We don't really know yet.
One thing I would say is that Oscar De La Hoya should throw his jab more. But I'm sure he's reluctant to throw the jab because of the quick right-hand counters of Floyd Mayweather. He's so quick and slinky with his right hand. Every time De La Hoya gets Mayweather near the ropes, you can feel the urgency as Oscar tries to suddenly take advantage of the opportunity. Out of De La Hoya's right eye, probably from a Mayweather left hook. He uses that punch increasingly down the stretch of those fights in which he's comfortable and confident. De La Hoya briefly landed a right cross across the top.
I like that Mayweather is standing right in with De La Hoya here. This is toe-to-toe.
And now the hand speed difference shows up in the center of the ring.
He's willing to take the risk of getting hit.
Offensive as soon as they're in the middle of the ring. And Mayweather is trying very satisfying for Mayweather after all the talk about the possibility that De La Hoya, the bigger man, might knock him out.
Well, Oscar, this is a right hand right on the side of the head, over top of right hand. This is a different type of right hand. This is a right hand through the center. Oscar is actually making the fight and throwing the punches, but he's not being.
This is round 6.
Between two, the speedier is Mayweather.
Stop speed with the jab, as Vernon Forrest did to Shane Mosley. That's not working as well. So once again, De La Hoya goes back to work chopping wood, trying to get at Mayweather's ribcage the way Jose Luis Castillo did. Oscar was fortunate to beat Pernell Whitaker. He knew good and well that Floyd Mayweather might be able to take away his money punch upstairs. Good job of defense here. Shots over the top. Not normally the way he punches. And again, De La Hoya tries to set something up with the body before changing upstairs. Quick right hand. His best round since early in the fight. Now there's a quick left hook that lands for Mayweather. De La Hoya short with the right hand, but gets in a left. And once
he's been catching Mayweather's punches right.
And again, they're near the ropes.
It's like they are now. Floyd Mayweather throws the first punch. He gets off first.
And he's putting every effort, doing everything properly. And if he can hold up stamina-wise, he's got a good chance of winning it going down the stretch.
Might win the fight. I mean, it's hard to say. Throwing his jab, he gives Mayweather the chance to measure and wait and figure out. Good body shot by Mayweather. And he comes back to the body and hammers De La Hoya again. Big left hook upstairs by Mayweather. Now De La Hoya feels the need to rally and goes back to throwing the jab. Which is around. He fights in staccato bursts. He likes it that way. De La Hoya trying to pressure.
Well, if Floyd doesn't punch back, Oscar's going to win this round. Hey! He's still working. He's still throwing punches, and he's pushing.
11. He's got to keep being active with his business partners in Golden Boy, along with Shane Mosley, who sparred with him. Another De La Hoya flurry in the crowd. Mayweather countering back action. Going to get blocked with a counter right. Pulls the jab and puts it back in the holster. But when he uses it, he puts Mayweather on the defensive. He's got to keep doing that. Mayweather's again.
No, but De La Hoya's picking them off.
Oscar's blocked that all night long for the most part.
No, it's when he counters that
his youth, given his talent. that Oscar
He has done a pretty good job of picking off punches with his twice as much as the other guy.
And then actually Floyd is having a problem of hitting Oscar now, so he's throwing punches, but he has not found a way to penetrate.
I'll tell you what, the big right hand.
Tell me something, Emmanuel. How does a fighter get to be considered a great fighter if he throws basically one punch at a time? Although this is maybe one of the best flurries.
Greatest. I've never considered him great. He's a
point that's hard to argue with.
He's a very talented fighter.
Another De La Hoya rally against the rope. Throwing and throwing. Hit him that time. Incidentally, CompuBox somewhat disagrees with us about accuracy, Manny. They had Floyd landing 20 of 35 in the last round.
Yeah.
He's thrown more in this round. Fight. We're into round 9. So perhaps Mayweather's mentality is the time when I pick up the pace and separate myself from him, as was the case against Zab Judah.
I know
Oscar's very aggressive.
I know Oscar.
Another flurry the entire round. I don't understand it. We look at him with clean, effective, hard punches.
For Mayweather.
At discerning what lands and what doesn't.
And you know, you never know what to happen sometimes. But I see him picking off Floyd's punches for the most part. Floyd looks flashy, but he's having problems hitting Oscar.
He said he'd hurry up if he's going to massacre him.
Hoya has shown at this age and after his long stretch of inactivity. Again, more accurate, sharper puncher theaters of Floyd Mayweather.
Now he's playing in the cross game, playing mind games.
Opportunities.
Work out, Philip.
Mayweather dropping his hands as if to say, go ahead and lead, I'll counter you. Frustrating round for De La Hoya. 10 rounds finished, 2 rounds to go.
Here you see Floyd landing a right hand at the end of the round.
Of what Mayweather's been saying all along, that De La Hoya would fade down the stretch and he would begin to down Vargas. But it was Vargas who was tiring that night. Right hand pot shots for Mayweather. De La Hoya not jabbing, leaving himself open for Mayweather's opportunities. De La Hoya must jab and put Mayweather on the defensive. He has...
Oscar's getting tired and not...
He has no chance. Right hand lead that time by De La Hoya. Mayweather skipping away along the ropes. Hammers Oscar with a right hand in the center of the ring. Hits him again. Hand speed difference more and more apparent.
It's effective punch he's had tonight.
Good body shot by De La Hoya.
Doesn't punch hard enough.
His reign as the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the sport. It didn't matter who Pernell Whitaker fought. You would pick him to win by unanimous decision. It was the logical choice. At the height of Roy Jones's reign, as a win by unanimous decision, it was the logical choice. It didn't matter who Floyd Mayweather was fighting to. At the 11th, it probably wasn't enough to put Mayweather in any jeopardy.
Look out, look out!
A knockout, if it were to happen, would be the first of De La Hoya, once again, who's landing clean punches. And once again, Mayweather throwing opportunity for one big punch. The only chance for De La Hoya at this point, it would appear, would be to get another one of those big rallies against the ropes and somehow land. De La Hoya hasn't landed. And please throw at him.